You moved to Texas. What year was that?
That was '96. I moved it down to Texas. Excuse me. And I had moved down there with one of my baby's mom, and actually this was I really learned responsibility at in Texas because she actually left me 1 month of our arrival. And I'm in a strange state. I didn't know nobody in Texas at all. It's just me and my son, and that was it. And I had a job, thank God. I was a telemarketer, so that I had got transferred from down here to there, and having that job, you know, when you depressed or down and out, your skills at your job, your performance is bad, and my performance was bad to the point God sent me this angel, and I would stay with the angel, but the angel had a husband, and he's like 67, she's like in her 40s, and I'm like 26 or 27, and he didn't like that at all, so I wind up, leaving there, and I wind up meeting my son's babysitter. She had a friend, and she opened her door. She had took me down to the housing authority. They had emergency housing, 90 days. I was in a house, an apartment, not a house, but efficiency in 90 days, and that's where I had my start at. As soon as I paid my first rent was like $41. So, hey, out there, I'm thinking doing something good, $41, I was just paying this. I wasn't really doing nothing, but that's why I learned responsibility, just go and pay your bills first. So, living there is like I stayed in the building with New Jack City. It was like everybody smoked dope, crack. And I wound up bumping into a girl, and she smoked, but I really didn't know at this present time. And I wound up trying to sell some crack. That was the worst thing that I could do, because I wound up getting 7.5 years justificated probation behind that stuff. I was trying to make money, but whatever bar I carry, I'm touchdown. I'm making some money. So fortunate enough, I had made enough money out of the crack sales. I did spend like 1 week in jail out of the crack sales, but as soon as I had enough money, I had a friend, hey girl, bomb me out real fast. I'm not going back no more, and I don't mess with crack, because that was the worst thing that I could have done. And I have to take you back when I was in the hospital. I apologize for going all over the place, but this is real near and dear to me as far like what made me start walking. So I'm in the hospital, and one of my female friends came up, asked if I wanted to smoke a joint, and I said, yeah, I hit it. But the first thought that came to my mind, man, you can't walk. And from that minute on, I was determined on walking. The doctors was like, man, you can't walk, but they did give me a leg brace to straighten out my foot, so now I'm walking again. So I thank God about that. As I was saying, the marijuana actually triggered off a whole lot of key things to what I need to be doing, and that helped me throughout everything. If it wasn't for that marijuana, it wouldn't be no me. I wouldn't be thinking the thoughts that I'm thinking. I wouldn't never wrote no songs. I'm giving credit where credit is due. Individuals don't like marijuana, but hey, marijuana is good for some of us.
So back in Texas, what part of Texas?
I was used to stay in Dallas, Texas. So I classify myself as going from rags to riches. I stay in the Colony, Texas. That's like about an hour and a half out from Dallas, and it's like ain't nothing, no houses out there up under like 1,500, a month. And I went from paying, as I was saying, from $81 in efficiency. I stayed in this part of Dallas called South Dallas. That's real grungy. But I wind up going from $81. I was on housing authority when I was paying $81. From me having a whole bunch of traffic, they never did see me sell nothing to somebody, but everybody was police knocking on my door. You know what I'm saying? I had literally dope in the house. One time they knocked on the door and I was thinking I'm pouring it in some a bucket of water, but it didn't make it into the water. You know, it stayed on the tray, and they was looking at that, but the where I had it, it was like an old bucket of water, and so they just bypassed it. So I didn't got by, you know, as far as like selling dope, you know, but they wound up catching me because, you know, you can't have no friends when you doing no dirt. It's not even dirt when you trying to live. You can't have friends trying to be your partner because your views is totally different. So it's like when I go all in, I go all in. I'm making some money and I'm taking care of everybody. That's why we're talking right now because of my generosity. You know, it got to the point where God was like, nah, I don't hear about nobody no more because people really don't appreciate it.
First of all, congratulate you on the documentary. I know it's going to be a moving and compelling story about not just the wonderful person and human being that you are, but how impactful you have been in numerous occasions and numerous lives across the universe, and mine in particularly. And for that, I'm thankful and proud to call you brother, and thrilled and really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of your documentary, to be a part of the story that is to be known as Robert Walker. Again, I know it's going to be a moving story that's going to inspire anybody who watches it to understand and know that they can do anything they set their minds to.